Hello everyone, greetings of the day. Welcome to the third video of the unit set language. In the previous videos we learned about what are sets and how to represent a set. So in this video we are going to learn about what are different types of sets. There are 12 different types of set. So in this video we are going to learn about 6 types, and in the next video we will learn about 6 types. Okay, so today we are going to learn about what are empty sets or null set, what are singleton set, what are finite set, what are infinite sets, what are equal sets, and what are equivalent sets. First, we'll see a tricky question. We'll try to answer this question. Write the set of even prime numbers in raster form. So what is raster form? Raster form means writing the elements of a set within the curly bracket, that is listing the elements within the curly bracket. So we have to list the elements of this set, that is we have to list the even prime numbers. So what are prime numbers? The numbers which are divisible by 1 and the number itself, that is the number which is not divisible by any other number other than 1 and the number itself. So the prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, etc. Right. So here they are asking us to write the set of even prime numbers. Among these prime numbers we are having only one even prime number, that is 2. Okay. So this is the set of even prime numbers. There is only one element in this set, that is 2. So if a set is having only one element, then that set is called singleton set. So a set of even prime numbers is a singleton set. See this question. Write the set of types of fingers your mobile phone has in raster form. So we have to list down the elements of types of finger your mobile phone has. Does your mobile phone have any finger? No, right. Mobile phone is a non-living thing. Right. It doesn't have any finger. So there is no element in this set. So we have to represent, if the set is having no element, we have to represent it using a empty curly brackets. You have to write the curly brackets and you should not write anything inside the curly bracket. So if you write empty curly brackets, that represent the empty set, that is there is no such elements. So if a set is having no elements, then that set is called empty sets. And we also represent the empty set using this symbol. Okay. So see another question like this. Write a set of sensory organs of your book. So is this funny? Yes, right. So what are sensory organs? Eyes, nose, ears, tongue, skin, all these are sensory organs. Does your book have any sensory organ? No, right. A book is a non-living thing. It doesn't have any sensory organ. So it is a empty set. There is no element in this set. So we'll use empty set brackets or this symbol to represent this set. Okay, so if a set is having only one element, that set is called singleton set, and if a set is having no elements, then that set is called empty set. So if we see more example, learning sets becomes funny, right? Okay, now see this one. Write the set of months having more than 35 days. So we have to write the set of months. That is, we need to list down the set of months which is having more than 35 days. Then you see, January is having 31 days, February is having 28 or 29 days, March is having 31 days, etc. Like, right. So none of the month is having more than 31 days. So there is no month having more than 35 days. So if you represent it like this, so you may think that there are 0 month having 35 days. So if you represent like this set means different because this is a set having 0 as an element. Here you use 0 to represent that the set is having 0 element. That is, there is 0 number of months having 35 days. But this means that there is a element 0, that is a month having more than 35 days, right? But 0 is not a month. So it is wrong to represent the set like this. Okay, so we have, since this set is having no elements, there is no month having more than 45 days, we have to use empty set brackets or this symbol. Okay. Now see this question. Set of numbers which when multiplied by any number results in 0. That is, we have to list down the elements, list down the numbers. When we multiply that number with any number, we should get 0. Right. So what is that number? When you multiply it with any number, you will get 0. 0 is the only number. When it is multiplied with any number, we will get 0. Right. So this set is represented like this. So here 0 is the element of the set. And 0 is the only element of the set. So this is a singleton set. You have to understand that we should not write empty set like this. If you write like this, 0 will become the element of that set. Okay. So here this set can be represented like this because 0 is the element of the set. Here 0 is not the element of this set. So you should not represent like this. We have to represent this set like using empty curly brackets or this symbol. This symbol is used to denote the empty set. Okay. So if you write like this, it doesn't mean the set is empty. Here it is a set. Here it is a set having an element 0, and here it is a set having an element empty set. Okay, it is a collection of empty set. These two doesn't mean it is an empty set. Okay, but if you represent like this, that will be the empty set. Okay. So we'll see what is empty set or null set. This is the definition of empty set or null set. A set consisting of no elements is called the empty set or null set or void set. So empty set is also called as null set or void set. So if a set contains no element, then that set is called empty set or null set or void set. So empty set is denoted by empty curly brackets or a O underline across it. Okay. This is how we'll denote an empty set. We'll see examples. A is equal to set of all x such that x is an odd integer and divisible by 2. We know that odd integer means it is not divisible by 2. But here they are telling that x is an odd integer and it is divisible by 2. We don't have any such odd integer which is divisible by 2. So there is no element in this set. So we will use this symbols to denote the set. So A is an empty set. See the next example. The set of integers between 1 and 2. So what are integers? Collection of all positive numbers, negative numbers and 0. That is a integer, right? So if you take 1, the next integer will be 2. So between 1 and 2 there is no integer. So in this this set also has no element. So this is a empty set. Okay. Now we'll see what is singleton set. If a set has only one element, then that set is called singleton set. Example, A is equal to set of all x 3 less than x less than 5. So x is between 3 and 5 and x belongs to a natural number. What are natural numbers? Counting numbers are natural numbers. That is numbers starting from 1, 2, 3 etc. All these numbers are natural numbers. Okay. So here x should be between 3 and 5. So what is the number between 3 and 5? 4. So 4 is the only number that is between 3 and 5, right? So it is having only one element. So this set is a singleton set. See the second example, set of all even prime numbers. 2 is the only number which is even prime, right? So singleton 2, that is 2. This is the only element which is a even prime number. Okay, so this is the set. This set is having only one element, so it is a singleton set. So now see this, right? The set of all integers. What are integers? All the negative numbers, positive numbers including 0, right? So how can we write these numbers? It will be starting from negative infinity, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 to infinity, right? It will be like this. So when you see here, there are infinite number of elements. That is the number in the left side is here. It also goes towards negative infinity. Here also in this side also it will go till positive infinity. So there are infinite number of elements. Such a set having infinite number of elements is called infinite set. Okay. So if a set is having infinite number of elements, then that set is called infinite set. So now write colors of a rainbow. So there are 7 colors in a rainbow and we can list down them, right? So there are finite number of elements. So in this set there are only 7 elements and we can list all of them, right? So this set is called finite set. So if a set is having finite number of elements, then that set is called finite set. So now consider months. Can you write the elements of months? Consider whole numbers. Which of these two is finite and which of these two is infinite? So when you consider months, we can list down the elements. So we know that there are only 12 months. Okay, so set of months in a year is having a finite number of elements. So it is a finite set. But when you consider whole numbers means numbers starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. till infinity, right? So there are infinite number of elements in this set of whole numbers. So set of whole numbers is a infinite set. So we'll see now what is finite set. Definition of finite set. A set with finite number of elements is called a finite set. If a set is having finite number of elements, then that set is called finite set. Example, the set of family members. Okay, in your family, how many members will be there? That you know. So that number is finite. This set will be having finite number of elements. So the set of family members is a finite set. The set of indoor or outdoor games you play. Right. So there will be finite number of games that you will play. Finite number of indoor games or outdoor games that you will play. That you know. So this set is also a finite set. The set of curricular subject you learn in school. So what are all the subjects you will learn in school? Maths, Science, Social, English, Tamil. So this subject is also finite. So this set, the set of curricular subject you learn in school is also a finite set. So if a set is having finite elements, then that set is called finite set. See here, A is equal to set of all x such that x is a factor of 36. What are all the factors of 36? The numbers which divides 36 are the factors of 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 18, 36. So all these numbers are factors of 36. We can list down the elements and there are only finite number of factors to 36. Right. So this set is also a finite set. What is infinite set? A set which is not finite is called an infinite set. If a set is having infinite number of elements, then that set is a infinite set. See example, set of 5, 10, 15, etc. So you can observe that this is a set which is having multiples of 5. So this set is having infinite number of elements in it. This set is not finite. So this is an example of infinite set. See the second one, set of all points in a line. If you consider a line, there are infinite number of points on the line. Right. So the set of all points in a line is not finite. Hence it is a infinite set. Now see this next one, set of all lines passing through a point. If we have a point, there are many lines that can pass through that point. Right, here I couldn't draw properly, but if you have a point, there will be many lines that will be passing through that point in all directions. Right, so there are infinite lines that pass through a point. So that so this set is not finite, hence it is a infinite set. See the second one, set of whole numbers. Numbers that starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. to infinity. So there are infinite number of elements in this set. That is, there are infinite number of elements in this set of whole numbers also. So this set of whole numbers is not a finite set. So it is a infinite set. So till now we have seen what are null set, singleton set, finite set and infinite set. To see the other types of sets, we should know what are cardinal numbers. So first we will take a set like this. A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. How many number of elements this set A has? So there are 4 elements in this set. So number of elements in A is equal to 4. Consider the set B is equal to A, S, D, F, G, H. Okay, how many elements are there in this set? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 elements in this set B. So number of elements in the set is equal to 6. So number of elements of a set is called cardinal number. So the phrase number of elements in the set A is equal to 4. Number of elements in the set B is equal to 6. Is represented like this. So this n of this is read as n of A is equal to 4. Means number of elements in the set A is equal to 4. Same way, number of elements in set B is equal to 6. So number of elements in a set A is denoted by n of A. Number of element in set B is denoted by n of B. Number of element of any set X. If you take X as a set, then it is represented as denoted as n of X. N of X means number of elements in the set X. Cardinality means size. Okay, so cardinality of a set means size of the set. That is number of elements of a set. So cardinal number of set is the number of elements in a set. The number of elements in a set is called cardinal number of a set, and it is represented using n of A. That is, the cardinal number of the set A is denoted by n of A. If A is equal to 1, B, B, set of 4, 2, set of X, Y, Z, D, set of D. So we have a set like this. Then n of A is, we have to find number of elements in this set. So we know that while writing a set, we should not repeat the elements. But here B is repeated. So we should rewrite this set. A is equal to 1, B. Since B is already written, we are not going to write this B. In this collection, the set 4, 2 is a element. Okay, so 4, 2 is one of the element. So this set is also another element X, Y, Z, which means the set A is having collection of elements like this. Okay, N we have D. N set D. D and this D is different. They are not same. So we have 1, 2, this is one element. 3, this is one element. 4, 5, this is also one element. 6. So N of A is equal to 6. Okay. Cardinal number is denoted using N of A, which means number of element in the set A. You have to count the number of elements and you have to write that. If a set is written in raster form, that is if elements are listed down, we have to count and write the number. But you should take care whether the elements are repeated or not. You should check whether the elements are repeated or not. If it is repeated, you have to rewrite the set and then you have to count the number and write. If it is given in some other form, descriptive form or set builder form, try to list down the elements, then count and write. Okay. Next, we are going to see what is equivalent set. Okay. For that, we'll consider 4 sets. Set A is equal to set of 1, 2, 3. B is equal to set of 6, 7, 8, 9. C is equal to set of A, B, K, M. D is equal to set of and, but, or. Okay, these are all the 4 sets. So, equivalent means having same cardinal number. If 2 sets are having a same cardinal number, then those 2 sets are equivalent. Okay, first we'll find out cardinal number for these 4 sets. So, N of A is equal to 3, N of B is equal to 4, N of C is equal to 4, N of D is equal to 3. That is, A is having 3 elements, B is having 4 elements, C is having 4 elements, D is having 3 elements. Here, A and D is having 3 elements. That means, cardinal number of set A and D is same. So, if 2 sets are having same cardinal number, then those 2 sets are equivalent. So, set A is equivalent to set D. And you can observe that C and B, set C and set B is having same cardinal number. So, set B is equivalent to set C. So, equivalent set means 2 sets having same cardinal number. If 2 sets are having same cardinal number, then we call those 2 sets as equivalent sets. So, what is equal sets? Equal sets means same elements, sets having same elements. Consider the set E is equal to 1, 2, 3 and F is also equal to 1, 2, 3. So, these 2 sets are having same elements, so they are equal. So, now consider this set G is equal to 3, 7, 11. H is equal to 11, 3, 9. Right. Here G is also having 3, H is also having 3. G is also having 7, H is also having 7. Sorry, here this is 7. It is my mistake. That is 7. G is also having 7 and H is also having 7. G is also having 11 and H is also having 11. So, these 2 sets are having same elements. So, G is equal to H. We should not see the order. It can be in any order, but it should have the same elements. Now, see these 2 things. I is equal to set ABC, J is equal to set ABCD. So, J is having all the elements of I, but it also has some other extra element, that is D. If you take number of elements of I is equal to 3, number of elements of J is equal to 4. Cardinal number is not equal. If cardinal number is not equal, then it is not equal sets. So, 2 sets to be equal, it should have same cardinal number as well as same elements. Okay, if 2 sets are not having same cardinal number, then it is not equal set. If 2 sets are not having same elements, then those 2 sets are not equal. So, equal sets will be having same number of elements, right? So, if 2 sets have same number of elements, we call those sets as equivalent. So, equal sets always will be equivalent sets. If you consider equivalent sets, two sets will be having same cardinal number, right? And those two sets may be having same elements, or that may not have same elements. So equivalent sets may be equal sets if the elements are same. Equivalent sets may not be equal set if the elements are not same. Okay. So equivalent set. Two sets A and B are said to be equivalent if they contain a same number of element. We'll write it as A equivalent B. This symbol. We are not writing equal. Okay. We are using this symbol to denote equivalent. Two sets A and B are said to be equivalent if they contain same number of element, and it is written as A equivalent B. Example. We are considering two sets like this. So to check whether these two sets are equivalent, we have to see only the number of elements. N of A is equal to 2 and N of B is equal to 2. Since number of elements in these two sets are equal, the set A is equivalent to B. So you can write A equivalent to B also. So now we'll see what are equal sets. Two sets are said to be equal if they contain exactly the same elements. Otherwise, they are said to be unequal. So if two sets of same elements contain exactly the same elements, that is, if it has same number of elements and same elements, then we call those two sets as equal. Otherwise, if two sets do not contain exactly same elements, then those two sets are unequal. Okay. This can be also expressed as two sets A and B are said to be equal if every element of A is also an element of B and every element of B is also an element of A. Okay. So we take A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and B is equal to 4, 2, 3, 1. So we need to check whether every element of A is an element of B. So you take element 1, 1 is there in B. If you take 2, 2 belongs to A and 2 belongs to B. If you take 3, 3 belongs to A and 3 belongs to B. If you take 4, 4 belongs to A and 4 belongs to B. Right. So every element of A here is an element of B. If you take every element of B, that will be an element of A. And precisely they are having exactly same elements. So A and B contain exactly same elements, A equal to B. These two sets A and B are equal. Now see this one. P is equal to set of all x such that minus 3 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 0. X belongs to set of all integers. And Q is equal to set of all prime factors of 210. Are these two sets equivalent? That is what they are asking. So first see this set P. P is a set of all x, and that x is a set of integers. Integers means numbers, positive numbers, negative numbers and 0. Right. So x is a number which is less than or equal to 0 and greater than or equal to minus 3. So when you take integers, it will be so when you take integer, it will be etc. minus 3. Since we have to consider minus 3, I am writing from minus 3. Next will be minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Close the set bracket. Okay. So here what they are telling us, x is greater than or equal to minus 3. So if you take x, it will be equal to minus 3, greater than minus 3, that is minus 2, minus 1, and it will be less than or equal to 0. It will be equal to or less than 0. So we will be having these four numbers. Okay. So P is equal to set of all x such that x greater than or equal to minus 3 and less than or equal to 0. X belongs to integers will be minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. right? This is the set P. So when you take a set Q, Q is set of all prime factors of 210. When you do prime factorization, divided by 2, and this can be divided by 5, this can be 3. Okay, so prime factors of 210 is 2, 3, 5, 7. So this is the set Q. So prime factors of 210 are 2, 3, 5 and 7. So set Q is equal to 2, 3, 5, 7. They are asking whether these two sets are equivalent. Means we have to check the number of elements in these two sets, and if the number of elements of these two sets are equal, that is cardinal number of these two sets are equal, then these two sets are equivalent. See here, n of p is equal to 4 and n of q is equal to 4. These two sets are having same cardinal number, that is same number of elements. So these two sets are equivalent. P and Q are equivalent. See this one. Or A is equal to set of all x such that x is a natural number and x is greater than or equal to 4 and less than or equal to 8. Now first we'll try to list down this element of set A. So x is a natural number. So x is a numbers from 1, 2, 3, etc. And they have given that 4 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 8. So if you take natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, etc. Right. So here they are telling x is greater than or equal to 4. So x can be equal to 4, greater than 4. It can be 5, 6, 7, 8. But x is less than or equal to 8. So it can be equal to 8 and less than 8. So the numbers are, means the elements of this set A are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So A is equal to 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. See this second set, that is B. B is equal to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So are these set equal? So two sets to be equal, they should have exactly same elements. So set A is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and set B is also 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have same number of elements and same elements. Okay, every element of set A is a element of set B and every element of set B is a element of set A here. So these two sets are equal. So in this video we learned what are empty set. If a set is having no element, that set is called empty set or null set or void set. We use empty brackets or a empty set symbol to denote the set. Next we saw what are singleton set. If a set is having only one element, that set is called singleton set. Next we saw what are finite set. If a set is having finite number of elements, then that set is called finite set. Next we saw what are infinite sets. If a set is not finite, that is infinite set. That means if a set is having infinite number of elements, then we call that set as infinite set. Next we saw what is cardinal number. Cardinal number of a set means number of elements in a set. The cardinal number of set A is denoted by n of A. Then we saw what are equivalent set. Two sets A and B are said to be equivalent if they have same cardinal number. If two sets A and B are having same number of elements, then those two sets are called equivalent sets. Then we saw what are equal sets. If two sets have exactly same elements, then those two sets are called equal sets. That means it should have same cardinal number and same elements, exactly same elements. So two sets A and B are said to be equal if they have exactly same elements. In other words, if element of A is also an element of B and if elements of B is also an element of A, which means same. if A and B are having exactly same elements, then those two sets are called equal sets. And we have seen some problems whether the given sets are equivalent or equal, like this. So I hope you understood this. After going through this video, go through your textbooks also once, and after going through these things, try to answer the assignment questions. Okay, first one is find the cardinal number of a following set. What is cardinal number? You have to find out how many elements are there in that set, number of element in the set. See the second one. Here P is equal to set of all x is equal to 3n plus 2, and n is a whole number, x less than 15. So in place of n, you have to substitute whole numbers, and whole numbers means numbers from 0, 1, 2, 3 till you get values less than 15. Okay, the value of x should be less than 15. For example, if you substitute n as 3, 9 plus 2, right, 3n plus 2 will be 11. 11 is less than 15. So 11 will be there in this set P. But when you take 4, 3 4s are 12, 12 plus 2 is 14. When you take 4 also in place of n, it will be less than 15. That will also be in P. But when you take 5, when you take n is equal to 5, 3n plus 2 will be 17. Here we have a condition, x should be less than 15. 17 is greater than 15. So 17 will not be in this set. So like this, list down the elements of the set and count how many elements are there in that set. Okay. Similarly, do the third one. Substitute values of n, and n is a natural number, and n should be between 2 and 5. It will be equal to 5, but it should be strictly greater than 2. Okay. Other things you can do, I think. Second one, identify the following sets as finite or infinite. So you know what is finite or infinite. Try to answer all these questions. See the fourth one, b is equal to x such that x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0, and x belongs to a natural number. So try to solve the equation and find out the elements of the set. If the elements of the set are finite, then it is finite set. If it is not finite, then it is infinite set. See the third one, which of the following sets are equivalent or unequal or equal sets. Here they have given a pair of sets, and you have to find out whether those sets are equivalent or unequal or equal sets. Fourth one, identify the following set as null set or singleton set. So these are all the assignment questions. Try to do all the questions. Thank you. We'll meet in next video.